The winter brings with it snowy streets, sub-zero temperatures, and shorter days. But those are not the only things that winter brings. The seasonal change can affect a person in different ways, and some experts say it might not just be the winter blues, but something more serious. Mickey Carruthers, a clinical psychology professor at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, says this lack of sunlight can lead to a form of depression called seasonal affective disorder. She says sunlight plays a large factor in developing what is more commonly known as SAD, or SAD.
When we're exposed to natural light, we just fare better psychologically. It's easier to cope with things. And our exposure is not only much shorter every day, but it's also the slant of the sun is different and it's not as bright. And we also can't be out in it as much, or we don't tend to be out in it as much. So we tend to stay indoors more, and that also goes along with becoming less physically active usually. And so all of those things kind of collide.
According to the Mayo Clinic, seasonal affective disorder is a type of depression that occurs at the same time every year. Most people with seasonal affective disorder have symptoms that start in the fall and continue into the winter months, sapping your energy and making you feel moody. Carruthers says the best way to avoid SAD is to try and prevent the symptoms.
Prevention is great. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if the seasonal depression gets going, it's still very treatable, but the earlier you catch it before it puts down roots and sort of entrenches, the easier it's going to be to manage it.
Carruthers says there are different levels of things people can do on their own, as well as with professional help to help the symptoms of SAD. Making sure you get as much exposure to natural light as you can, especially in the morning, is important. Carruthers says that staying social is also a big factor in treating seasonal depression.
Unfortunately, we are engineered sort of backwards in that when we start to get depressed or, under stress somehow, at the very time that we most need to stay close to people who care about us, we tend to pull in, isolate, withdraw. And you want to really combat that.
According to Carruthers, another way you can help fight the symptoms of SAD is aerobic exercise. She says exercise is a natural antidepressant, but with snow on the ground and negative temperatures outside, options for exercise in the winter are significantly reduced. The YMCA on Graham Street tries to help the community by providing extra services in the wintertime. Steve Wozniak, the health and wellness coordinator at the YMCA, says the Y tries to do a variety of things to help people stay in shape during the winter.
We add extra classes onto our Group X classes, so if you're a member, you get to go to them for free and you'd add more on. We double staff, so during our busier times, we have more staffing here to help our members.
Wozniak says there's a huge increase in traffic in the YMCA during the winter months. This increase makes it difficult to make sure that equipment is available for everyone to use. But, Wozniak says, in addition to extending their hours of operation, the Y takes other measures to try and make sure everyone can get their exercise in.
We have sign-ups for our equipment, so when it gets busy, you could sign up a couple days in advance. If you knew that you're going to be there, you for sure are guaranteed a machine.
Wozniak says another big factor in staying healthy besides exercise is diet. But the holiday meals are not the only factor that can lead to being unfit throughout winter.
It's not the one meal that's the big deal. It's the cookies at work, it's the cake at work, it's everybody bringing their leftovers. That's what I think people get in trouble. It's from like Thanksgiving to Christmas, all it is food.
Although there are challenges that people face every day in this upcoming season, Wozniak says that staying active and eating healthy are just two ways to get through a long winter. For Inside Eau Claire, I'm James Fitzinger.